Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope that you're doing well. So today I'm going to give you guys an update on the fragrances that I've been working on that should be out later this year. Some of you might be like, what? What are you talking about? Because I've not really made an announcement on this yet, and I don't have the fragrances finalized yet either. So I'm still working through modifications and stuff. But I'm going to let you guys know where we're at with everything, talk about the submissions and who I'm working with. So let's jump into it. All right, let's get into this. So I'm working on right now 2 different fragrances. That's the plan, to release 2 fragrances this year. It's going to be part of a new line with Michael Malul. So I'm partnering up with Michael Malul again, but instead of doing a flanker of an existing line that they have, I'm just starting my own line. So previously I was the creative director on Jet Black Enigma. So that was a flanker in their already existing line. It was done as a limited edition. It was 5,000 bottles, and that was last year. I think it was November 1st is when that kicked off. When I say kicked off, I mean went on sale. That one's been sold out for a while though. I've gotten a lot of emails from guys that bought bottles who want me to bring it back. So I'll see if we can do that. But if we do, it's not going to be a limited edition thing. At that point, it would be like a whole new everything. Well, whole new everything. I mean, presentation, like box, bottle, all that. The fragrance would be the same. So we'll see on that, but that'll be later on, and that's not what this video is about. Okay, so like I said, 2 fragrances. That's the plan right now to come out this year. One of them I want to be more for spring and summertime with good versatility. Maybe you could use it year round if you wanted to. And the other more focused on fall and winter time. Real simple way to break it down, but I wanted one more fall, winter, one more spring, summer. That way you kind of cover it all year, you know. Now I've been getting submissions from both Firmenich and Mon. In case you're unaware of how this whole thing works, I'll do a super simple Cliff's Notes broken down version here. You write a brief. You can make it as complex or simple as you want. And in the brief, you're basically telling the perfumer, hey, this is what I'm looking for. So you could be trying to tell a story with the fragrance. You could be giving notes that you would want the fragrance to utilize if possible. You could be saying, you know, this is who I imagine wearing the fragrance. This is the time that I would imagine it being worn, the place, all that stuff. You can make the brief as complex or simple as you want, like I said. So I wrote out the briefs, put a good amount of information in those, and then I also include a bunch of pictures and other things as well, just to kind of complete the picture of the story. You don't have to do that, but I choose to do it because I think it's just kind of easier to put together this like collage of information almost. Then you send the briefs off. So Firmenich and Mon, they got the exact same briefs, both of them. Then the flavoring house will assign perfumers. So Firmenich will give it to these perfumers, Mon will give it to these perfumers. They work on submissions based off the brief, and then they send those on to you. Then you evaluate those submissions. You decide, you know, this one I like, this one I like, this one I don't like. And then you decide, okay, these ones that I do like, I want them modified in this way. Then you would keep working on those fragrances with modifications until they get to the point that you say, okay, this one is done, this one's ready, let's release it. So that's essentially how it goes. And there are multiple perfumers at each flavoring house that are vying for the contract, essentially. All that out of the way, I have some of the submissions here in this little box in front of me. I just put them into this box. But this isn't all that I've received. I've got at least double this amount that's kind of scattered throughout the house. So I'll show you what it looks like here. Hopefully I don't drop these. So each one of these is a different submission or modification of a submission. And like I said, I've got about double this amount overall, but I didn't want to bring them all down here because I'm not going to go through that many, and I'm not going to go through this many either. Now, the first thing that I want to say is that it's really difficult to choose a fragrance because you get these submissions in and some of them will just be amazing, like so good, but it's maybe not exactly what you're wanting to go for. Or you think, I love this, but would everybody else? And so you end up sometimes with these fragrances that are just amazing that people will never smell. And it's really frustrating. And I should also say, we're looking at keeping everything right now about what it was before with Jet Black Enigma. So after the code online, it should be under $100. And that's for a 100 ml size bottle and everything. So just as an example of a couple of those fragrances, this one, I'm not going to give the perfumers or anything. I know the perfumers that are working on these, and it's a few different ones from both Firmenich and Mon, but I'm not going to give any names or anything. This one I think smells amazing. It's called Whiskey Lounge. When the perfumers are working on the submissions, they give each submission a different name. So Whiskey Lounge is the name that the perfumer gave this one. If it were chosen, then when it's released, you would choose your own name and all that stuff. This one has soft suede, Cuban cigar, and Turkish rose as some of the notes. And you would think, with the name Whiskey Lounge and that Cuban cigar, that it would be a really super sweet, boozy tobacco, but it's actually focused more on the leather side of things. The rose is lightly dusty, adds this fantastic nuance. I think it smells amazing. The performance is very good. With that one, the main issue that I have is a lot of times people don't go for leather scents. If they did, I can tell you that would be out. And then there's this one, forgive my French, Peau de Tobac. Oh, nice. It's got vanilla caviar, tobacco mandarin, and peach skin as some of the notes in the fragrance. The issue with this one is it ends up smelling more feminine than masculine. If I were releasing a unisex fragrance or a women's fragrance, that would be getting released. Now this next one I might release. I've got modifications coming in on it. I think it smells amazing as it is. Big compliment puller, very big attention grabber, great versatility, blue type scent. The name is Viva La Blue, so it's got jasmine, neroli, and nutmeg as some of the notes in the fragrance. It has this almost aldehydic feel to it when you first spray it on. Very fresh, clean, sweet, attention grabbing. Be a great office fragrance, amazing daytime scent, more spring and summer fragrance. And as I said, I have some modifications coming in on it that I hope will take it to the next level. As it is though, as it stands right now, it is amazing. I love it. This one is at 18%. And then we've also requested 20 and 22% versions as well. So we'll see how the change in percentages affects this one also, see how it affects the performance and also the smell overall. But that one I absolutely love. Now to be clear here, that fragrance, should that be released, is not being made for the type of person who wants, a crazy, unique niche type fragrance. This one is being made specifically for mass appeal and versatility. With the price point being under $100, if we can nail this, it's gonna be great. There's another fresh one that I have modifications coming in on soon called Nitro Springs right here. This one has Haitian vetiver, incense smoke, and crystallized ginger. And it has that opening, that icy fresh ginger with fruit opening that really grabs attention. Of course, I'm a big fan of vetiver. The little touch of incense smoke gives it more versatility. It's gonna be a really tough call as far as which fresh fragrance I go with, because both of these are very nice. Right now I've whittled it down to these, and it was really difficult just to get it down to these two, because the number of quality submissions that I got for that spring and summertime brief were through the roof, and it starts to become a very difficult position to be in. I'm going to talk about a couple fragrances that I'm still working on. This one is called Pipe Smoke, so it's another tobacco scent. It's got tobacco smoke, manuka honey, and cardamom as some of the notes in the fragrance. With this one, I'm trying to change up the sweetness, the honey. It's very nice, very rich, very appealing, but the manuka honey gets this bit of dustiness to it. I'm trying to have that extracted, so we'll see how it goes. Then the other one, which I've fallen in love with, is from Mon, and this one is called Ridgeline. This one's got some great notes in it. It's got apricot, saffron, cardamom, caramel, smoked whiskey, raspberry, vanilla, and a good amount of other notes as well. So this one is a fantastic cool weather scent, but it has a lot of versatility to it as well. You would see those notes and probably think, oh, it's gonna be maybe too heavy. It's really not. Very nicely sweet, very appealing, great performance, but not overwhelmingly heavy-handed, I'd say. And that one I've actually been wearing quite a bit over the last few days, trying to get everything nailed down and finished on it. There are a lot of other submissions in here which are great. It's just frustrating, you can't put them all out there. Shenandoah, Mountain View, Looking Glass Rock, Cherokee Forest, Rugged, Forest Bath, Oolong Brew, man. But that's part of the whole thing. It's part of the process. You have to whittle fragrances down. So there we go, guys. Kind of an update. Don't have a date yet as far as when these are going to come out, and that's because I have to get the formulation nailed down first, and I'm still working through modifications right now. We're close. We're really close, but not quite there yet. Once the modification is nailed down, then we can place the order with either Firmenich or Mon, get that whole process started to where we can get the fragrance oils themselves. And then we'll have to get the box and bottle design done and put the whole thing together. But we're getting closer. So there's a little info on what's been going on behind the scenes, a lot of work actually, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the finished fragrances once they're done. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.